Yes, it's your girl Paige, back at it again with yet another video for you hosts. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is with the setup, Paige? As you guys know, I have an issue with my TV, and like every so often it'll have Wi-Fi dongle detected, Wi-Fi dongle undetected.
The Wi-Fi dongle is getting fixed, guys. I'm sick of you guys dragging me and telling me that it's not a pretty Paige video until the Wi-Fi dongle goes out, guys. Like, seriously, I am triggered.
So if y'all don't like this setup, well, I'm sorry, y'all are gonna have to deal with it, because this is what you did. All of you guys out here dragging me on a day-to-day basis, bitch. You guys are the reason that I don't have a TV right now.
Do you know what, guys? I was like editing this and then I realized this is like the end of an era. Like, I don't believe there was a time that my Wi-Fi dongle wasn't detected and undetected. So I felt like we needed to take a few moments of silence for the Wi-Fi dongle. So without further ado, in loving memory of.
Take a look at me now, 'cause there's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me, just the memory of your face. So take a look at me now, 'cause there's just an empty space, but to wait for you is all I can do, and that's what I've got to face. Take a good look at me now, 'cause I'll soon be standing here, and it's coming back to me as I get so lost. That's the chance I've got, it's so take a look at me now.
So, with that said, this week we're going to be talking about somebody completely different. We are going to be talking about something that I never really talk about on my channel, which is vegan drama. Yes, that's right, vegan YouTuber Sonia Sae found herself in a little bit of controversy when she let the world know that she feeds her carnivorous fox an all-vegan, plant-based diet. And some people are concerned that she's killing her animal. Y'all ready? Let go.
More money, I want your money, I want more money, I want your money. More money, I want your money, I want more money, I want your money. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe, and I'm admitting it, I won't take it back, 'cause I did this shit, I was a hoe, and I'm admitting it, I won't take it back, 'cause I did this shit, I was a hoe. More money, I want your money, I want more money, I want your money. More money, I want your money, I want your money.
Because we're from Britain, okay? We don't spill tea, we drink it. So I know what you guys are thinking.
Who is Sonia Sae? I have never heard of Sonia Sae, to be brutally honest.
Anyway, as always, if you guys don't know who Sonia Sae is, and yes girl, to be honest, I have absolutely no idea who she is either. It wasn't until one of the petty fam came into my inbox. Hello, came into my inbox. Hey, won't you come into my inbox? Oh, won't you come into my inbox? Come into my inbox. I'm going to be breaking down who she is for you in 60 seconds. Sonia Sae is a 20-something YouTuber from Spain. Sonia Sae shot to popularity when she made her video, "I'm vegan and I'm judging you."
Because when we go to a restaurant and I choose the vegan burger, you decide to choose the one made from body parts of a murdered sentient being who has been confined and tortured instead. Yes, I am judging you.
That video ended up getting her over 73,000 views. At the time that this story came into my inbox, Sonia Sae had about 2,000, verging on 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. However, now it looks as if Sonia Sae now has 3.7 thousand followers on YouTube. Sonia Sae is what some would call a militant vegan. You know, kind of like those vegans who give absolutely no excuses to people for not choosing the vegan lifestyle. Yeah, those kind of vegans. This is a young lady who loves this land, loves this earth, and loves the animals on it, and will not hurt another animal if she can help it. So I know what you're thinking. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking,
I don't really understand, if I'm perfectly brutally honest, why Sonia Sae would be the vegan killer if she loves all animals on this planet. Surely she wants to save them, right?
well, one would hope, but the answer to that question is no. So besides her finger-wagging vegan videos, what actually got her into the most amount of controversy is the fact that people are stating that she is starving her vegan fennec fox. Now, I don't know much about animals, and I don't know much about veganism, and I don't know much about nutrition, so I'm not about to sit here and lie to you about the situation or try and make out like I know shit. I don't. So feel free to have a massive conversation downstairs and us understand each other and maybe gain some knowledge together. However, what I do have is common sense. So let's take a quick dive into this story together so that we can kind of understand what a fennec fox is, what kind of nutrition it needs, and why she is malnourishing her animal to death. So Sonia Sae has a fennec fox. The fennec fox originates from North Africa, and its main habitat is the Sahara Desert. They're recognized by their massively tall ears that can stand at 6 inches in some cases, narrow face, and tiny features. Unlike many other kinds of foxes, the fennec fox is the most easy to domesticate. That's because of its playful, trusting nature. That's what makes the fennec fox the most desired fox out of the fox clan. I don't know. The fennec fox is naturally an omnivore, and in the wild, nutritionally, they tend to eat a lot of plants as well as meat. The kind of meat that the fennec fox tends to vegetate on tends to be things like rodents, insects, and birds, and in some cases eggs and reptiles, anything that could possibly be considered a pest. The diet of a fennec fox is usually comprised of 90% protein and only 10% plants. Now that we understand kind of the basics of this animal's nutrition and what it is that this animal likes to eat, now you can kind of see the uproar that is happening all across social media with the hashtag starting "Fight for the Fox" and "Do it for the Fox" and all of that malarkey. Now, fennec foxes have a very similar diet to cats. That's why a lot of people, although to the detriment of their pet, tend to feed their fennec fox cat food, as they believe that that's a similar amount of nutrition that the fennec fox needs. However, with the fennec fox being a domesticated wild animal, essentially this is denying this animal of its primal urges. So basically this whole situation started off with a viral post that went around on Instagram. Somebody who came across Sonia Sae's social media who had picked up on the malnutrition of this animal based upon the fact that she's been feeding this animal a vegan diet.
What does the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say? Hot dog, fish sticks. Hot dog, fish sticks. Hot dog, fish sticks. What does the fox say?
things such as the condition of the animal's coat, the sore red nose that the fox has due to scrambling on carpet rather than in sand, which is what it's used to in the wild, and various different sores across the fox's body that they are saying has become more apparent because of the diet that this animal has. And besides all that, we can all pretty much agree that this fennec fox looks very underweight. To put this into perspective, this is what the fennec fox tends to look like out in the wild, living its best life, chasing all of its animals and its prey. And this is what the fennec fox that she has looks like. Various different YouTubers, including people who own fennec foxes, as well as vets, etc., even Peter and the National Enquirer and the Sun and the Daily Mail and literally every other media outlet have hopped onto this story. This YouTuber is not a huge YouTuber, so I kind of feel like it's important to note that this was so big and this was so important that these various news outlets felt like it was necessary to speak on the issue. One news outlet that I did read said that Peter is imploring her to stop. However, when I had a look on social media, I literally couldn't find any kind of evidence in regards to Peter having anything to say about this young lady, when in honesty, Peter are pretty vocal. But maybe I wasn't looking hard enough, I don't know. If you guys see it, let me know, but I looked and I could not find that shit. So then, to add insult to injury or the malnutrition of an animal, I guess, Sonia Sae earlier today decided to speak on this entire situation, doing a long ass video that really didn't help anything. Basically, she showed clips of various different news outlets speaking on the situation and basically said that all of that crap is lies and this is the reality of the situation. Then she proceeded to show a bunch of different clips of her fennec fox running around and jumping and being its happy, playful self. Nobody said that the fennec fox wasn't happy. Nobody said that the fennec fox wasn't loved. People said that the fennec fox was malnourished, which are two different things. Baby girl.
Don't believe everything the media says. So yeah, this is it. This is me. And this is the whole story. I would like to debunk a little bit the comments that have been shared. I want to explain also why I decided to feed Jumanji a plant-based diet, and a little bit the conclusion out of all this story. The famous pictures that people assume and think, because of course the girl who started this used this as false information, come from an allergy Jumanji has. Jumanji had this allergy always, and it started manifesting in 2015. And as you can see, the pictures that she shared were from actually 2015. Okay, so Jumanji has an allergy to plant pollen, and it overall manifests during spring, summer, although it's still present, but a little bit decreased on winter and autumn. So this is basically all lie that a girl formulated to get attention, and because she was trying to diss vegans and she chose me as a target.
The one thing that she constantly falls back on when speaking of this entire situation is the fact that she has had her animal checked over by a vet, and that's the reason why she's 120% comfortable with what she is doing in terms of feeding her fox a vegan diet.
I will explain now why did I choose to transition Jumanji from a meat-based diet to a plant-based diet. First of all, I want you to know that Jumanji is checked by vets, and their vets know that he's being fed a plant-based diet. We try to seek the best for him. We make sure he's getting all the amino acids he needs. I think that the main problem here is that people think I'm feeding him tofu or carrots or lettuce, and that's not true. He's being fed a scientifically formulated, approved by the government formula that feeds all the required amino acids for cats.
However, she shows absolutely no proof and expects everybody to take her word for it. Okay, so with her feeding her animal cat food, I think it's very important to note some important information that I found on exoticpets.yoexpert.com, and it says, while it is possible to recreate the protein element with pre-made cat and dog foods, this is far from ideal. Just know it says pre-made cat and dog foods and not pre-made vegan cat and dog foods. So even cat and dog foods on its own is not ideal for the pet. These foods are specifically formulated for their respective animals. The fennec fox body requires a different nutritional balance that these foods simply cannot meet. A far better alternative to these formulas is to use natural raw products. The bulk of a fennec fox's diet can come from insects like mealworms, silkworms or crickets, as well as pre-killed chicks, pinkies, baby mice and eggs. Cooked chicken is also a well-loved addition to any fox's dinner bowl. So when you think about it in this way, if doing a quick Google search can find you pretty much all of the information you need on what's best for your animal, honestly, your idealisms do not come into the equation. Now, in terms of this entire situation as a whole, I think it's actually very beautiful that so many people care about an animal, one particular animal, so much that they are willing to start a movement over it. That is amazing, that is beautiful, and that is goddamn courageous. However, as a vegan, maybe, I don't know, I'm not a vegan, I can't say, but as a vegan, I would imagine that I would be like, holy crap, so many people feel like I'm abusing my animal. That's not what I stand for. That's not who I am. I'm going to make sure that they have all the proof that they need, that I am doing the right thing, or if I'm not doing the right thing, at least give me the opportunity to explain myself and learn and grow, because my intention is never to hurt an animal. But instead of composing herself with a level of decorum, this lady decides to come full pelt attack, which essentially is pretty much like every other controversial video that she's made on her channel.
I think that this situation made me realize is the lack of criteria that media is using today. I think people should think before that there's always someone behind the screen and that not all the things that are shared are true. My conclusion after all of this is that people don't really care about a fox being fed in a natural diet. They actually just care about finding a reason to bash vegans and to go against veganism, because, you know, if they cared about foxes or abuse in general, they would go against fur farms or they would go against slaughterhouses, because if you really think that animal abuse is wrong, you should be vegan by default.
Her militancy to stand behind her own words, regardless of adverse opinion, is extremely startling to me. Honestly, it's a level of narcissism that I have not seen since John Cookian. Brutally honest, Jordan Byers. This young lady, instead of helping people to understand her point of view, to learn and grow together, to help as a community to protect and nourish the safety of an animal, she decides to just go full pelt attack. And for somebody who cares about the animal, it seems really honestly as if she only cared about herself.
Oh my god, why is this happening to me? Nobody understands me and my words and the things that I say. And you know, I said that this animal is fine and nobody's taking my word for it. I said that a vet confirmed it and nobody's listening to me.
Listen, let me tell you something, sweetie. If a vet had confirmed this, I don't personally believe it, but if you're gonna tell me that a vet confirmed this, then prove it, bitch. Prove that a vet confirmed this. That is what the YouTube world and the entire world and the entire interweb is asking as a general. Find a veterinary person who is willing to put their career, their degree, and everything that they have on the line to say that this animal not only is nourished but is having the best diet for itself. And I bet you couldn't, bitch. Because any vet who could sit on camera and confirm this is more than likely to lose their goddamn license. And they would not do that for you, and they would not do that for anybody. So take your head out of your arse and out of the clouds, young lady, and actually smell the roses or the vegetation that you're feeding your, you know, omnivore animal, you know. I honestly think it's important to note that as humans, we may have choices that we make in terms of our own diet and what it is that we put inside our bodies. However, animals do not when they are in captivity. To me, this would be an entirely different situation if she was feeding her domesticated cat food, but it is crazy to me that she is feeding her in captivity fennec fox vegan cat food? Like, my brain can't compute. And I understand her logic. I understand the logic of the entire situation. That fennec foxes have very similar diets to cats. Therefore, if you give them cat food, they're getting everything that they need. However, the one thing that I do think that the media as well as social media has forgotten to talk about is the fact that besides this animal's nutrition, which should be at the utmost of importance, we are actually taking away this animal, this fox that is from North Africa in the Sahara Desert, that digs and roots for its food and vegetation. We are actually taking away its primal urge. Although I don't agree with zoos personally, when you do see an animal that is in captivity, they do their utmost as a facility to make sure that we can make it as much like being in the wild as possible. So when you have an exotic animal, regardless of whether it's being bred in captivity or not, we still need to assist them with their primal urges. So the same way that you know as a fennec fox owner that having a sand pit for your fox is so important, because that is their primal urges, that is what they want to do, that is what they feel in their bones growing up and having ancestor after ancestor after ancestor being in the Sahara Desert. You know that that animal needs to dig. So in that same way, we can't take away the primal urge that that animal has to eat meat. And personally, I think it's horrifying, disgusting, and I will never have any respect for anybody who takes away the option of a quality life from an animal in captivity. Animals can communicate, however they can't communicate to humans. Therefore, who's to say this fennec fox hasn't been screaming at her for the past couple of years?
Holy crap! Give me some meat! I am sick and tired of this stupid cat food!
But we will never know, because she never even wanted to open up her eyes to the option. But I guess that's something that we will just never know. Anyway, as an animal lover myself, I implore everybody to go onto social media, to tag the RSPCA, to tag PETA or any kind of like wildlife preservative place, I don't know what you call it, wherever you are, and let them know about this situation. Also, I'll be putting down the change.org petition that already has over 13,000 signatures to make sure that this animal is forcibly removed from this young lady and goes into a facility where it can be looked after correctly. Or if worse comes to the worst, this exotic animal can go to owners who will value its heritage and its primal urges. Anyway, tell me what it is that you guys think about this crazy situation. I know it's like not the most happy video I've ever done, but I kind of felt like it's important. I think people need to be talking about it. I don't care if she's only got 3,000 subscribers. She needs to be talked about, because what she is doing is dead ass wrong. But tell me what you guys think, regardless of whether you think it's right or wrong, in the comment section down below. Anyway, if you like this video, maybe not the topic, but if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like it, if you don't, I don't give a shit. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification with the bell so that you guys get a notification every single time the Petty Paige posts new content. And also, before you leave, just a quick one, I also wanted to say a massive shout out to Lucy Pitchfork. I work with your dad and he said that you like my videos, and I said that I'd give you a massive shout out. So good luck on all of your exams. I don't know whether you've done it or not, but good luck to you, and thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about this entire situation concerning Sonia Sae, the vegan killer, and her malnutritioned fennec fox Jumanji. Do you think that this animal is getting all the nutritional goodness that it deserves and it is living its best primal way? Or do you think that animals, exotic animals such as this, living in captivity isn't good at all, and we should leave them well alone in the wild where they deserve to be. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. I personally think the fennec foxes are beautiful and sound like a good idea in theory, but just like a lot of other wild animals, I'm gonna leave them well alone. But that's just my humble opinion, and don't take my brutally honest opinion for it. You got this for the rest of March, guys, because I'm just petty. Mwah. If you guys come to me again and tell me anything about a goddamn Wi-Fi dongle, do you know what I'm gonna say to you bitches? Do you know what I'm gonna say? Fuck you and your Wi-Fi dongle. Do you hear me? What? Fuck you and your Wi-Fi dongle, bitch.
Too much money in the bank. I ain't tryna play no games. Fuck, I hate it gon' sack. I be on my hustle all day, little bitch. Stay in your place, motherfucker, I'm paid. Too much money in the bank. I ain't tryna play no games. Fuck, I hate it gon' sack.